Hey guys, what's up? It's Charlie here, and today we're going to be looking at the 10 most bizarre schools in the world. People often say school is boring, but if you go to any of these schools, you'll never not have something amazing to look at. From schools with the weirdest uniforms ever to schools made specifically for people to work as mall Santas. Before we get into it, be sure to subscribe to Top 10s and press the notification bell too. Coming in at number 10 we have Elf School. You may not know this, but in Iceland, many people actually believe in elves. It's a big thing in Icelandic folklore and in modern day Iceland too. Whenever a new road is laid, a team of people have to check if any of the mounds in the ground are elf houses. And one prominent Icelandic politician even says he was saved by elf magic after a car incident. So, seeing as it's such a big thing in the country's culture, it's no surprise that there is actually an elf school in Iceland. You learn about elves in the folklore and in the history of Iceland. Students also go on field trips to elf houses and areas which are deemed as elf habitats. Would you go to this elf school? If you're still not sure, you get a free breakfast along with your diploma, so I'm sold. Next up is Muck School. People who work at McDonald's often get a lot of flack for not having a great job. In fact, there's even a word in the dictionary which is McJob, which means a dead-end job. And if you're working at McDonald's, this also makes some people think you didn't go to school. Well, what if I told you that McDonald's has their own school? That's right, in Illinois, USA, McDonald's have their very own school called Hambuger University. It's been around longer than some famous colleges, as it was established in 1961. More than 5,000 students attend the school at any given time, and the classes were first taught by McDonald's founder Ray Kroc. However, if you're a McDonald's fry cook and you're wondering why you never had to graduate from this place, that's because this place is not for low-level workers. The school is actually for people who want to be franchisees and own a McDonald's. And also McDonald's managers can go to this place so they don't have to work their way up in the restaurant. I'm not sure if the schoolyard here is one big McDonald's playpen, but I'd like to think it is. Next up is Skirt School. In the US, most schools don't have uniforms, but in the UK, pretty much every school does. Most girls wear shirts and skirts, and most boys wear trousers and shirts. In the summer, however, boys are usually allowed to wear shorts if it gets hot. Well, this is not the case for boys who go to ISCA Academy in Devon, UK. It was crazy hot one summer, but the school didn't allow them to wear shorts, as they weren't part of the uniform. So instead, one 15-year-old named Ryan Lambeth decided to wear something that was technically part of the uniform. He told all the boys to come into school wearing skirts, and they all did. Many parents and teachers were behind the kids, saying it's unfair that they can't wear shorts. Eventually, they got the principal to cave, and she agreed to make shorts part of the school uniform. It's not exactly the Million Man March, but this is one pretty cool protest. Next up we have Wizard School. Do you like Harry Potter? Maybe when you were watching the movies or reading the books you thought, wow, I'd love to go to Hogwarts. Well, for those who don't live anywhere near platform 9 3/4, there is a school called Grey School of Wizardry. The principal is called Oberon Zell Ravenheart, and he's oddly similar to Dumbledore. The school is located in California and is the only wizard school ever to be officially recognized as a school. The place is no joke, as it has 16 different departments. These include wand making, alchemy, horse whispering, and many more. They say you will learn how to defeat the dark arts and become a real wizard. And much like they do it in Harry Potter, this school even has houses. The 4 houses are salamanders, winds, gnomes, and undies. Which house would you want to be in if you went to this wizard school? And if you would want to go to the wizard school, would you want to be like Draco Malfoy or Harry Potter? Next up is Student School. One thing many people don't like about school is all of the work. Sometimes the workload can get too much, leading to many students getting stressed out. However, perhaps some work isn't all that bad, you know, for your education. Well, at Brooklyn Free School, there pretty much isn't any work you have to do. Teachers are at this school, but the learning is all done by the kids. Kids set out their own curriculum and take any classes they want. And if they don't want to, they don't even have to attend. Kids can choose to play games all day or even just sleep all day. One class at the school involves playing Nintendo games and another involves discussing and watching TV shows. There's also a class where students go to restaurants and then compare the restaurants. The school also has no tests, homework, or grades, and the principal says he likes to let students find their own way. Some people have criticized this school, saying it's not even a real school, but what do you think about the Brooklyn Free School? Next up is Free Running School. Have you ever seen those crazy free running videos online and thought, wow, I'd love to do something like that? But instead, you spend all day every day stuck inside doing boring math and English work at school. Well, then it sounds like you need to enroll at the Tempest Free Running School. This school is a parkour school based in Los Angeles, USA. You learn how to jump, flip, climb through routes, and land with the agility of a cat.
This kind of agility.
I'm not sure exactly what jobs you can get with a free-running degree. Last time I checked, you don't even need one of those to become a free runner. But I guess it could be used if you have to be a cop and chase down a bad guy, or even be a stunt double in a movie. Perhaps these skills could come in handy. Next up is No Rules School. So we've already seen the Brooklyn Free School, which has no mandatory work. Well, if you thought that place was chilled out, then get a load of Burgess High School in London, UK. One of the worst things about school is the rules. Some of them are totally pointless, like the no shorts rule at the school in the UK. Well, the only rule at Burgess Hill School is there is no rules. Students are free to do whatever they want, which of course leads to chaos. Students are allowed to smoke in class and even bring in their pets. There's also no dress code, and students usually wear leather jackets and have dyed hair. Students listen to rock and roll music in class, and one student even rode their dad's Harley Davidson motorbike in the hallway. The students here sound like they're set up to fail, or perhaps all that freedom opens up their minds and they graduate to become billionaires. Next up is boat school. I'm sure there are people watching this video all over the place. Some might be in Asia, America, Europe, but wherever you are, I'm sure your school is on land. That is, unless you're watching from Bangladesh. You see, in Bangladesh, floods are very common and they can lead to problems like no clean water, electricity, and other things. But it can also mean that schools close down due to water damage. This used to mean that the kids wouldn't have school for days and sometimes even weeks. But recently a non-profit organization has come up with an idea: schools on boats. The boats are solar powered and they literally go anywhere on water. The solar power means the students can use laptops and even have internet access. Not only that, the boats have shelves on shelves of waterproof books, which have all been laminated. And these school boats are also the kids' school bus. Some kids can't travel to school during the floods, but this boat school means the school can travel to them. Next up is cave school. If you thought school on a boat was strange, how about school in the mountains? Miao is a poor village in the Chinese mountains. They get no support from the Chinese government and have no school funding, as they're up in a mountain. So one day the residents decided to make their own school in a cave. The school is called Donghong Mid-Cave Primary School, and it has nearly 200 students. Some of the kids travel 6 hours a day just to go to it, and you thought your school journey on the bus was bad. The school's applied for funding many times, but the Chinese government says no, as they don't want China to look like a society of cavemen. That is harsh, but then again, China's president did ban Winnie the Pooh because people said he looked like him, so maybe this guy's a little self-conscious. Next up is Santa School. So we've already seen the Elf School in Iceland, so I guess it's only logical that a Santa Claus school should be on this list. The Charles W. Howard Santa Claus School was established in 1937 before many prominent schools such as UCLA. It was opened in order to keep up the tradition of Santa Claus. Here the students learn how to dress like Santa, which is the easy part. But they also learn how to act like Santa in any situation. They even learn things like how to look after and interact with reindeer. Many mall Santas go to this place in Michigan, USA. I wonder if this place has any field trips to the North Pole. I'd like to think that the professors here dress in big white coats and have white beards. But the truth is, I'm not so sure they do. Check out the poll in the top right corner to vote for the weirdest school on this list. And if you guys haven't already, check out my second channel. There'll be a link to that on screen in a moment, so click it to check it out. But as always, thank you guys for watching. Check out some more videos on screen right now. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to Top 10s.